children of valor without stain. Oh God of all creation, grant these our one request. Help us to build a nation when no man is oppressed, and so peace and plenty Nigeria may be blessed.
Still standing, we will have the Able anthem.
We proclaim from hills and valleys will come to draw from the stream of knowledge. Our duty is to succeed in learning and service. Excellence is our goal. Ahmadu, Bello, University, yeah, our dreams we shall be. We give thanks to Almighty Allah, in Him we derive our strength. We dutiful we shall abide by the ways of good learning. Not to south, east to west, your name shall always be. Ahmadu, Bello, University, a citadel of great learning.
Thank you very much. Please, you may kindly be seated. Please, I will indulge each and every one of us to maintain optimum silence so that we can benefit from every segment of this occasion. Please, may I request any Christian or Muslim students to volunteer to pray for us as we start. Anybody, any volunteer? Individual prayer. Please kindly observe a 1 minute individual prayer as we start. Thank you. Amen. Right about now, I'll be welcoming our able lecturer in the person of Dr. S.A. Gesso for the welcome address. Please a round of applause for him. Thank you, sir.
Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. The chairman of the occasion, Professor J.A. Goni, the head of Department Human Kinetics and Health Education, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Professor Umaru Musa, Associate Professor Suleiman Usman Omeza, Dr. Abdullahi Lawal, Dr. Yusuf Abubakar, our students, you are all welcome to the first annual Human Kinetics and Health Education Career Service Lectures. The lectures supposed to hold last week, but as a result of what happened, we all know. That is why the head of department approved the lecture to hold here today, and we are here today. Thank you very much, the head of department, for giving us the opportunity to organize these lectures. We hope the department will be given the opportunity for this lecture to be holding every year. because having this kind of lectures will definitely help our students to know exactly after their graduations, to know where they're supposed to be, they're supposed to go. We sincerely thank you all for coming. May Almighty Allah help us, help the Department of Human Kinetics and Health Education, Faculty of Education, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. May Allah help the faculty and the university at large, wishing us successful lectures. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my esteemed lecturer, sir. And then very quickly, we'll be having the open remark by our highly esteemed HOD, Professor Ahmadu. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much for honoring me this morning. I want to start by recognizing my teacher, my mentor, for what he has done to me right from undergraduate to date. I must welcome Professor Jayegoni, and we're grateful for you being always available for us whenever we need you. Thank you, thank you. May God help us to emulate you more than what you have been doing for us now. My other students on the high table and other students on the lower table, good morning. It is a great honor for all of us to have an insight of organizing such an event, which is very, very important in our career. Before now, we are physical and health educators for many, many, many years. Progress and trends in the labor market and career made us to follow suit and transform the course from physical and health education to human kinetics and health education programs. Before it was just a single degree combined PhD, but now split it into two. And this is, we have graduated two sets of students. This is the third set that will be graduated this year, God's willing. And this occasion has come at a time when it is most needed. More than 2,000 students were graduated from the program. We need to inform both the graduates and those are in the school and the prospective students that will come to the department to join the programs on what is available for them outside the school. It is a timely and a welcome event. It is the first one as far as the program is concerned, human kinetics and health education, because it is just two sets that have been graduated. So it has become a timely program. And as time goes on, we will keep on developing, organizing, and improving on the program. You are most welcome. Without much taking of you, I would like to once again thank you for you being here, for you choosing to be with us despite all odds. Thank you very much. You are most welcome.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful welcome address and opening remark. Our HOD is a man that is so wonderful. Each time you look at him, there is always something you will learn from him. Thank you very much, sir. We're grateful, sir. And next on the agenda, we'll be having the address by the chairman of this very occasion, Professor J.A. Gwani. So may I please invite you to the podium. A round of applause, please. You can do better than that.
The head of department, the distinguished staff of the department, ladies and gentlemen, my dear beloved students, good morning, everybody. Well, as the head of department has indicated, this is the Department of Human Kinetics and Health Education. He has also indicated to us that Human Kinetics and Health Education as a program has 2 degree programs, one for health education, the other for human kinetics. And we have graduated 2 sets. This is the 3rd set. And we felt it is necessary for us to have a career week so that we'll remind ourselves that this very occasion that we have chosen to be in this discipline is not misplaced. Now, a lot of you were transferred. Some of you chose to read health education. Others were moved to read human kinetics. In all of this, we want to remind you that it is not a mistake, because one of the things about God is that He desires and does the best for you. You may choose that this is the direction you are going. He may reorder your steps in a different direction. Let me tell you a story. Now, once upon a time, there was a student. This very person has been applying to read mass communication. So, the first jam she didn't get mass comm. Second, no mass comm. Third, no mass comm. Fourth, she was given theater and performing arts. So, she has an uncle who is a university staff, so she came to him and said, I don't like this stuff. How can I be dancing? I'm a shy person. How can I be dancing? Good and fine. He said, okay, go ahead. You know, when you reach 300 level, we'll look for transfer. So she applied her mind to the study of theater and performing arts and continued and continued. By the end of 200 level, they selected the best students in theater and performing arts, and she was one of them. Now, when they selected these people, there were 5 of them. It was a UK-based organization that came and selected them and said, okay, they will go and spend 6 months in UK, okay? And then they will come back, and anytime they are on holidays, they can go back. So the uncle got to know, so he kept quiet. So the young lady or young man was getting ready to go to UK. Then the uncle called and said, look, it's time we better change to mass comm. He said, no, I don't want to go to mass comm. He said, no, you know your desire is mass comm. Now it's a mistake, you are in theater and performing. He said, please, uncle, I'm not going again. I want to read the theater and performing arts. Therefore, God changes your direction in accordance with His purposes. I want to tell you, she spent 6 months, and the little pound sterling she made, converted it. She was able to help her family, help her younger ones. If she has insisted that she must do mass comm, will it come? Therefore, students, you have made a good choice. You are here, you are in the right place, and I want to say, don't be ashamed of this profession. Here I am. I have risen to this level of my profession as a professor in this university, in this country. Therefore, please apply your mind. Don't be ashamed of your profession. Be willing to make mistakes. Be willing to be corrected. Be willing to continue to learn. And if you continue to learn, the sky is your starting point. Let me also remind you, there was this quotable quote that was said, we live in a time where intelligent people are being silenced so that stupid people won't be offended. And I want to say, Please don't join the coup. Stand up and be counted for what you believe in, and the sky is your limit. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much, my able chairman of this occasion, Professor G. Gwani. Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful address. Please kindly take note that attendance sheets are going around for each level. Please make sure you put down your name before you leave this place. Thank you. Now, very quickly, we are going to be having the sensitization lecture by our able lecturer, Dr. S.U. Okay, sorry. The next is the sensitization lecture by Dr. S.N. Akorede on health education career, represented by Dr. Abdullahi in the house. A round of applause for you, please. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
The chairman of the occasion, Professor J. Gwani, our head of department, Professor Omar Musa, my senior colleagues, Professor S. Omeza, Dr. A.S. Getso, Dr. Abubakar Yusuf, my fellow students, good morning. Let me make some announcement. I'm not the exams officer, please. I'm the assistant exam officer. So, point of correction. Thank you. Yes, my name is Abdullahi Lawan. I stand before you to present a paper. This paper is supposed to be presented by Dr. S.N. Akorede, who is unavoidably absent. So I was called on urgent yesterday night to present this paper. So you bear with me. Thank you very much. Career in Health Education and Promotion by Dr. S.N. Akorede, a paper presented at the Career Service Week of the NAFA SD Student Wing of the Department of Human Kinetics and Health Education, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Before we talked about career, we need to know who is a health educator and what is health education. So many people pick it as a career or as a course, not because they like it, but it's accidentally. Maybe they apply for medicine, they apply for pharmacy, and accidentally they got themselves here. It happens to me. So don't be offended, Professor Goni has already explained everything. Health education is a profession that focuses on educating people about various aspects of health. Yes, you'll all agree with me that health education, we taught so many aspects of health. If you're talking about health education, there are components that you have to treat. Number one, we have what we call physical health. And remember, in our class, we discussed what physical health is all about. Physical health has its own components too. First, you have to be flexible, to be able to move yourself from one place to another. Secondly, we talked about the body composition, where you can check your BMI to know that whether the body is normal, is abnormal. We talked about endurance, We talked all these are physical components, not by physically seeing, looking at somebody with one eye, one leg, and said you are not healthy. It's all about the physical components that we are talking about is not about that one only. Yes, I explain it better when it comes to the second aspect when you are talking about health is a social health, social well-being, ability to interact with people. How did you relate with your own colleagues, with your friends? We talked about it in the class. You are in the class, nobody knows because you don't have a friend. You are not healthy, right? And you are in the class, everybody knows you in the school. It's not health-wise. Socially, sociality is one of the content of health education, ability to interact with people. The next one is spiritual health. How did you connect with your God? There are certain things that you need to forward them to your Lord. You don't need medication. But in such a case, you found yourself somewhere, spiritually you're not healthy. All these are components. The next one is intellectual. Intellectual health talks about ability to think positively, thinking in a positive direction, not thinking in a negative direction. I have a friend of mine who all the time thinks negative. You said, what of if this happened now? What of is? These are negative thinking. Think positively, ability to solve problems. That's intellectual health. Emotional health. Emotional health has to do with how to control anger, how to control emotions. There are people that very small issues, they will start crying. Very small things. So ability to control emotions is one of the components of health education. The next one is sexual and reproductive health. Yes, we taught what sexuality education is all about. People are shying from it, but we can't do without it. Yes, sexuality education, you have to know it so that you try to get knowledge and avoid yourself being into so many sexual issues. Sex is one of the pillar, is one of the way of production. Yes, there must be a marriage, there must be a sex before. So we are just shining of talking about sexuality education all the time, but it's part of the component of health education. It's a course. If you want it, you can pick it as electives to get more explanation. We talked about reproductive health. Reproductive health has to do with issue of family planning, issues of child health, issues of maternal health. All these are part of the component of health education. As a health educator, you are expected to go through all these, have a basic knowledge on them. The next component is environmental health. Yes, if the environment is not healthy, is not safe, actually your life is at risk. That is why we have a course called Sanitation and Health Development, so that you will be knowledgeable about the environment, the composition of the environment, how to take care of the environment. These are the 6 or 7 key components of health education. So as a health educator, you have the knowledge, you have the passion, and you behave so that you act positively towards the direction. That is all about health education. What is the importance of health education and promotion? Health education has several importance, but we have few here to show to you. Number one, providing individual with the knowledge and skills to adapt healthy behavior, such as proper nutrition. We talked about it. If you are not knowledgeable, if you don't know, you act ignorance. Remember we talked about the body composition. And there was a time I told you, I see a fat lady who came to buy a popcorn, requesting for additional milk and sugar. As you see her from physically, she is already obese. That is ignorance. So you need to empower people with health knowledge so that they will know and decide, take decisions. Proper nutrition. If you talk about regular exercise, health educators students don't want to relate themselves with human kinetics students. I don't know why. You are always trying to isolate yourself, and exercise is one of the components of health education. So you must partake. We said an individual will only be healthy if he or she will partake in a moderate intensity exercise for how many hours? For how many hours? For how many hours? 2.5 hours in a week, and you are not partaking in it. So health education and human kinetics goes together. The next one is addressing community health concern. Yes, it's one of the importance of health education and promotion. Providing education and resources to address specific health issues within the community. Yes, most of the time student goes out for sensitization, which is part of the activities, which is expected, which is very good. So providing, educating community, but you can't educate community if you are not knowledgeable, if you don't know. So knowing it is the first thing before acting on it. Engaging the community in health-related activities to promote culture of wellness. We talked about environmental sanitation. We talked about personal hygiene. All these are health concerns that need to be addressed at the community level. The number third is addressing health disparities. Yes, there are health disparities and there are causes for health disparities. What are the causes? Number one, socioeconomic conditions is one of the disparities. People are now battling on what to eat. You don't talk about health now, it's what to eat. So minor illness will be treated at home, no problem. That's the disparities. Those who are well-to-do, they are just going on vacation, on medical check-ins every day in, day out. And if you look at the health status of them and we will be different. We talked about developed and developing countries. If you look at the life expectancy of Nigerian or of Africa, it's different from the life expectancy of people in the Europe. Why? Because they address these issues of health disparities. Yes, each and everyone has to undergo several investigations at every year so that you identify your problem, you know your problem, you stick to your own issues. But in Nigeria, it's a different issue. You are sick, you don't want to go to hospital. If you have an issue, you don't want to know. You say it's better I die than for me to know this is this. Health disparities is also talking about people in the rural area has difficulty in accessing to health facilities than people in the urban area. It's a challenge. You found out a pregnant woman is in labor, no access road to the hospital, no access road, no means of transportation. These are some of the challenges. We also have same, I talked about it in our class, that look at, this university has only one health facility. Only one health facility. If you have a minor sickness, you have to go there. If care is not taken from minor, it will progress to major. Because you spend nothing less than 6 hours before you are consulted. That is disparities we are talking about. Addressing the health disparities. The next one is advocating for public health policies. Leveraging researches, data analysis, and expertise in public health principles to advocate for policies that promote health and wellness. Research is very important. That is why at undergraduate level we insist that don't copy. Try as much as you can to know this research. Once you are coming for postgraduate, it will help you. So as a health educator, we are talking about advocating for policies. There is no way you advocate, you can only advocate findings. You embark on research, you identify a problem, you got solution, you advocate. Influencing the social and environmental conditions that impact health on large scale, such as increased funding for public health initiatives, tobacco control regulations, and access to quality health care. All this needs to be advocated by health educators. It's one of the importance of health education and promotion. The next point is promoting disease prevention and wellness. Health education is all about prevention. We talked about it in the class that you are not expected to go and give injection or to prescribe medication. Your own is prevention. If you go to developed countries, they emphasize more on prevention. They don't want you to be sick before even going to hospital. So they invested so much in prevention. That is why public health is excelling over there. But in this our country, people tend to give priority to curative treatment until you are sick, before you look for. But that is why the life expectancy is not long, 50, 55, that's all. Anything above that is just a bonus. What are the skills and qualifications for a career in health education and promotion? Yes, if you really want to be a health educator, there are certain qualities, criteria that you need to attend. Number one, small, very well. If you don't know how to communicate, even if you have the point, people will not understand what you're saying. As a health educator, it is expected that you learn how to communicate fluently and effectively with either large or small audience. Number two, knowledge of public health principles. All these points that we are mentioning about, how many times are you expected, what and what are you supposed to take? You can't talk about them until you. Knowledge is very important in health education. Anywhere you go, anything you want to say, you just have to. That is why when I was complaining that this assignment was given to me in a short time, they said, don't complain, just go and do. But I need to get time to find out so that I will explain more to you. Knowledge is very important. Before we go to class, we have to sit down, read, go through it, find out before you go on. It's not something that you just pick your books and go. Knowledge of public health principle is very, very important, and is one of the skills that qualifies you to be a health educator. Number three is research and analytical skills. Research is a way of finding out something. Find out there is a problem. We have a recent problem of COVID-19. It's through research that people came to understand that yes, this is a virus disease and it requires tracing. If you come in contact with somebody, you need to wash your hands. All these ones people came to know through research. So as a health educator, if you really want to be a qualified health educator, you need to embark on research so that you find out more and advocate to people. Cultural competency. When we talk about cultural competency, we are talking about our ability as an individual to learn, know different cultures. If not, you go to this community, do something that is against their own culture. Try as much as you can. We have Igbos, Hausas, Yorubas in Nigeria. These are the major ethnic groups or ethnics. Yes. Try as much as you can to know more about their culture. Try it as much as you can to know more about what is good there and what is bad, so that if it comes to advocacy, you know where and how to talk about it. Programming, planning and evaluation. Program planning and evaluation. As a health educator, you cannot be a skills and qualified health educator without having a good planning and evaluation skills. You need to plan. I told you there was a time I was invited to give a health talk without preparing. I feel I just have to take excuse and say no. Anything you are doing, get prepared. If not, you will get disappointed sometimes. They will give you 5 minutes to do the presentation. You just spend 3 minutes and say you are done. Or you will be fumbled. So program planning and evaluation of skills is very, very important as a qualified career in health education. Health education pathway for education and promotion. There are ways for you to become a health educator. It's not just to sleep and wake up and say, I'm a health educator. There are ways that you follow. You want to come to university, you have to apply. You have to write exam. You have to get screened before you got admission. It's the same thing. You want to join health education family, you want to become a health educator, first you must get at least a diploma in health education and promotion. If you don't have a diploma, then you're not a health educator. Because if you go to our facilities, there are people that play your roles there. They are not health educators. They don't know anything regarding health education. But they play. They are playing your role. They are not health educators per se. Number two, you must get a bachelor degree in health education. If you don't have diploma, you must have a degree. If you don't have degree, you must have a diploma. If you really want to join this family of health education. The next one, master's degree in health education. There are so many universities that are running this course known as masters. Even our department, I am happy to inform you that we are going to split the masters into so many specialties so that you people should have different specialization even within the health education. It's on the process. Or the PhD, which is the highest qualification in health education. PhD is the highest qualification. You must either get the lowest, which is the diploma, or the highest, which is the PhD, for you to be part of this family as health educators. Yes. This is it. We are talking about job opportunities in health education and promotion. From the picture, we have two pictures there. The first one is a lecturer. We are all health educators, and here we are today. That's the first picture. As a health educator student, a health education student, you might end up becoming a lecturer like my senior colleagues here. Whether a doctor, a professor, you be a lecturer in this university, other universities around the world, is your own choice. So lecturing is one of the career in health education. Not only lecturing in university, teaching in secondary schools too. Don't say, no. Now Professor Goni has finished giving us one story regarding a lady. And it's the same thing cut across all of us. If you ask me today, I was not expected to be here, read as health educator. My intention is to be a medical doctor, but here am I. That's God for you. And at the end of the day, I now become a teacher. So teaching profession is one of the career in health education. The second one is counseling. We have counselors in health education. You counsel people with mental health. You counsel people on marital status. I even give you the scenario of people that came for counseling. As a health educator, there are tests that you advise people to run before proceed to issue of marriages, more especially sickle cell diseases, hepatitis, HIV, and so many infectious diseases. As a health educator, you can play a very important role there. Number two, the health educator will serve as a community health worker. which is another opportunity. When we talked about community health worker, don't think about only CHU or J2. You are part of the community team, community health workers. If you go to local government, if you go to state, there are a sector, there are department called health education departments. You are expected to be there and serve as health educator. You give health talk to pregnant mothers, under 5, you give health talk to community. As a community worker, you assist in one way or the other in rendering your services. You work in team. We have health educators, we have community health workers, we have environmental health workers, we have laboratory technicians, we have so many of them. We have so many of them that comes together to make this community health workers as a team. It's another career in health education. Another opportunity in health education and promotion is public health program coordinator. What is public health program coordinator? It's just because you are living within our local environment. If you go outside, you go online now, you want to apply as a public health program coordinator, you see so many vacancies which people are not aware. What is your role? Is creating awareness. Public health program coordinator is just like somebody who organizes. You serve like a supervisor. You oversee the activities. As a health educator, you will be employed as a public health program coordinator, which helps you in coordinating all the preventive issues around the health sectors. It's another opportunity and career as a health educator. We also have health promotion specialists. Health promotion specialists, there is a difference between health promotion and health education. Can you tell me the difference? Health education, health promotion. You are all students from Human Kinetics, Abi? Yes, when we are talking about health promotion, there are people that were there advocating for changes. There is a problem, you advocate. This is a specialist in health promotion. As a health educator, you have the opportunity to work as a health promoter. Working with either government or non-governmental organization is another opportunity is there for the health educators. The next point is health communication specialist. If you remember at the back, we talked about the qualities. For you to be a good health educator, there is what we call communication skills. Communication skills is one of the criteria. So there is what we call health education specialists who specialize in rendering health education information, either through social media, either through television, on interview, this is also an opportunity for health educators to run into health education communication specialists. We also have research analysts. As a health educator, you delve into research. Research brings money. Those people are not aware and people are not interested in writing. But if you are giving a grant for a research, I'm telling you 1 grant will be okay for you and your family. So research and analysis is very, very important as a health educator. You might take it as your career that you want to be a researcher. You will be writing for grants and be winning grants and getting clean money without any problems. It's another opportunity. In conclusion, health education and promotion play a crucial role in promoting wellness, preventing disease, addressing health disparities, among others. I have told you, if Dr. Akorede is here, I know he will speak more because this is his presentation. I was just opportune to present his presentation on his behalf as a result of him not being here. So health education promotion have the necessary skills and qualification to make a positive impact of individual and community. As a health educator, you can help the community in preventive issues through so many ways. Prevention of disease coming through environmental sanitation. Now we are in rainy season, and rainy season is the malaria period. You can prevent malaria through environmental sanitation, through proper information on how to use treated mosquito nets, through personal hygiene. All these are ways that you can, as a health educator, you help the community to promote their own health.
Bluetooth mode.
A career in health education offers job stability. Job stability comes in when people are satisfied with what you are rendering.
Bluetooth has been connected.
If people are satisfied, definitely they will return you. There are no governmental organizations that were they employ more people.
Bluetooth mode.
To talk about something, when you are competent and you are good in it, they will retain you. That's what we are talking about, job stability. If you know what you're doing, once you are employed, you are employed. If you don't know, that's where the problem is. After 3 months, 6 months, they will reshuffle, they will change and employ another people. That is where the issue of knowledge comes in. If you know, you know. The chance to positively impact society. As a career in health education, you impact positively to the society through so many ways.
FM lion mode.
The last but not the least is aspiring health educators can shape healthier communities, advocate for equity, contribute to meaningful changes. There are so many opportunities outside, but because we are not there, some people overtake the activities or the work and they are doing it. But now, since our eyes are open, we have the qualification and we have the skills, we can go outside and fight for our own right. Thank you for listening.
Thank you
Bluetooth mode.
very much, sir, for that wonderful enlightenment on health education career. And I'm very sure that by now, most of you have been enlightened.
Bluetooth has been connected.
So if you had any questions, I'm sure those questions have been answered. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. So right about now, we have a little break. We'll be having an entertainment session to entertain you before we continue
Bluetooth is ready for sharing.
with the next event of the day. Okay, very quickly, if you have questions, please write down your questions now so that you won't forget. There will be a session for questions and answers. So kindly write down whatever question it is that you have before the Q&A session. So right now, please, a round of applause for our entertainers in the house, Lady Tata and Usando. A round of applause for them. Lady Tata and Usando.
I'm
them go show you face for crime fighter. Rich man go see money, we not go see their faces for crime fighter. Tell me something I don't know why. Rich man go dey alagoya, one man go dey shine, one man go dey. Rich man go dey alagoya, one man go dey shine, one man go dey. We're gonna keep us well, hold on this nation to find the side well. Mr. President, Governor, that's well. Anytime well, police well, now they take that. We are leaders well, anytime well, police well, now they take that. My sister Baruye, I tell my no logo. Saka saka kitchen karate. Kama kene masole. Sema ni vimba sebute.
Wow. Wonderful. It will interest you to know that these guys are our students. They are members and students of Human Kinetics and Health Education. A round of applause for them again. So we also have entertainers. We have dancers. We have musicians in our department. There are some of you here looking at me. Some of you are musicians, but you are hiding. That is our able lecturer. Some of you don't know, but our able lecturer, Dr. Kesasa, is a very good dancer. Thank you, sir. So, right about now, we are moving to the next agenda of the day. We'll be having our very highly esteemed lecturer to come and take us on another session on human kinetics career. The highly esteemed Dr. S.U. Omeza. A round of applause for you, please.
My able HOD, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. So don't delay ourselves down for too long. Please, for those of us who are inside the hall here, I want you to please pay attention. I am sure you will go home satisfied. I assure you. Now, we are here to talk about careers in human kinetics and health education. But before we go on, please, let's take ourselves back to what qualified all of us seated here to be in school. We have a group of students that will spend 4 years in the school. That is through our post-UME. And we have
FM record.
that will spend 3 years. That those who will enter the department via direct entry. And we all know our entry qualifications. Just like we have been told here, there are basic objectives that qualifies all of us seated here, which my colleagues have highlighted. So I have, thank God, broken them into 4 broad areas. Development of physical fitness, development of emotional, social, cultural, moral, and other fitness, intellectual development, development of motor and safety skills. Now, we don't need to waste much of our time here. We have what you have on the board here summarizes everything that individuals that is in this department is required to know to broaden your horizon on the opportunities that awaits your individual, provided you are able to harness whatever is told to you here. But first and foremost, I want to thank the head of department here for making it mandatory for us to be unique within ABU community for the past 3 years. We are now being known and identified by our sportswear and our health education out scrub, as it is called. Thank you very much. You see, we need to have our self-esteem for you to develop and achieve whatever you want to achieve in this world. You must believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, people will admire and you will not progress as much as you want to have progressed. There are several importance, as you have seen, had from my co-speaker, paramilitary, the military, and so on. If you get to the military and every paramilitary, every organization that are standard, we have sporting units. And if you go to those sporting units, if not of recent, most of those who occupy the positions in those sporting units are not sportsmen and women, not people that have come to the wall of ABU, studied what it takes, administration and so on, that it takes for you to be able to mine those offices. And as time goes on, as we go on, I will give you information on where those of us seated here, from our end here and from your end, where we have gotten it wrong and people are giving us what is not expected of us, while we are the custodians of the knowledge at which sports should be run. Now, one of such areas that our students have keyed in today is in the area of groups exercise instructors, where individuals, if you learn exactly what you are taught in school here, we expect that individuals who understands what it takes to administer exercises will go along and train people. Because today in our world, it is how do we eliminate stress? How do we eliminate fatigue? What do we do to live a better life? And all can be gotten via sports. You must not stand here as a teacher, as a lecturer, or whatever. Knowing the skills it takes you to exercise individuals alone can give you what you desire in your lifetime. If you go to our gym on Saturdays, you find out that those who are training adults, young men and women in exercising are not from your department at all. They cajole 10, 15 adults in one corner, play music, and they start dancing. And dancing and exercising are two different activities altogether. And at every point in time, if you have 20 clients, all of them individually, I assure you will pay you 25,000 naira every month. If you multiply by that, you are far, far beyond those who work in the ministry and whatever. And if you get that, and you are training yourself. So there are so many areas where you can chip in and be a self-reliant or individual for yourself. Athletic trainers. You learn athletics 101, 202, 303 from the beginning to the end of your academic pursuit here. And you allow individuals who jog around the faculties, ABU gym, who do not know the rudiments of exercises to train athletes for you, allowing you to remain unemployed where you will have employed yourself as a qualified human kinetic student who have been taught, just like you will see in the pictures we'll show you later, who have been taught to learn how to manage athletes. You will know the out and in of these athletes' behavior. You know what it takes because you know the activities that is required for these individuals to be able to perform optimally. But when you leave it out to individuals who do not know anything about sports, you come back and say government have not created opportunity for employment for you. When employment, self-employment is filled up there that cannot be exhausted outside in the field there. So it is left for us not to be ashamed of what we have learned to do. Let us do it well and do it. If I take myself as an individual, I have never done anything outside sports in my life. I have been a teacher in the nursery school. I was teaching PE. In primary school, I was teaching PE. In secondary school, I taught PE. Up till the time I got to this place. And I took a sport. I must develop myself in this area of sport. And conveniently, comfortably, I cannot be a pushover in 4 basic sports in Nigeria today. To crown it all, if we talk about that of the football, there's nowhere in Nigeria today that a football is being played that I will not be told, even in my office here. We have told most of you here, please come, let us put you through. Our aim, our desire is that you will all be better than all of us seated upstairs here. But you can't be better while you are at the other end. You don't want to be trained. I once told most of us here that I don't go to anywhere in Nigeria and spend my 1 naira. It's not possible, except there's no national stadium in that state. Provided there's a stadium in that state, mine is to go there and tell them I am so person. I will be dragged left and right to be accommodated. You can do better. Sport rehabilitation is an area where you can benefit from. There is no sport that is not attached or synonymous to injury. There is no injury that is not synonymous to sports. How do you maintain and rehabilitate such individuals? You can't allow somebody who have just graduated from CRS, IRS, somebody who is a mass comm student to go there and say he wants to rehabilitate an athlete, something you are taught. You earn your degree from it. Most of our clubs in Nigeria today, the masseurs, the rehabilitators, all are not human kinetic specialists. Why? Because we neglected ourselves to the background, which should not be. Please, come out. Go to the gym. You will meet most of our people there and they will be glad to take you through all those rudiments. Rehabilitation is one very key area in human kinetics that we want you to explore. You will not regret it. People will look for you. So please come. I have an injured athlete. What do we do? You are supposed to be the one to dictate the pace and not to be a follower. Please. We have some of our students that we are willing to go to the high performance. You see their pictures later. We are able to go to the high performance. They were told what to do and what to do and how to rehabilitate people who are injured coming across. If you don't rehabilitate those individuals properly, as soon as they go back to the field, relapse is more dangerous than the original injury. Relapse of injuries are more dangerous, more painful, takes longer to rehabilitate such people than when they are originally injured. So it is you that have the requisite knowledge of how these activities will take place. So please come and explore from this particular area of rehabilitation of specialist individuals. Now we have sports dietitian and nutritionists. This is another area where we expect you to explore. Our athletes are just back from Olympics. We had 88 athletes participated in 12 events, came back with 0 medal. We will talk about that in this course of discussion. Why? Because areas that these athletes require attention were not given to them. That you are a coach does not make you a masseur. It does not make you the physical trainer. It does not make you the referee of that particular activity. Everybody has his own area. This is where you come in. You are the one to determine the kind of food, the type of food and at what time before the competition, during the competition, and after the competition. It will interest you to note that the Americans, 3 months to every international competitions, 3 months, the athletes do not feed themselves. They have sport nutritionists, dietitians that are regularly attached to each and every one of them. You see this eating this particular food, this athlete eating this particular because of the activities they are going to perform. Our athletes will not know the officials will not know the athletes, and you want to perform magic. Exercise physiologists. This is your area. It is people at the field there that you are sure they are just Ahmadu residents that will tell you what to do while you are on the field. It is very, very disheartening that you as specialists that read this course, we ask experts from physiology to come and teach you. We try all we can to make sure you are giving the best of information. Please come out and learn what it takes to create an atmosphere of fitness in individuals, so that at the end of the day, you are paid for giving out those academic knowledge. And if you don't come out to practice with those who are experts in this, and you remain in your hostel, in your home, honestly, people outside the system will take over our jobs. And at the end of the day, the little jobs that are there for us, me and you, will not be there for those of our people who are qualified, trained for this job. So, exercise physiologist is one area. We will please beg that those of you in exercise and sports unit, you please come and explore. You will not regret all these information that you are getting. Personal trainers. If you are good at your training sessions, individuals will come looking for you. Professor Mrs. Daje called me sometimes. So please, she needs somebody to come to their program somewhere in Ahmadu, I don't know. Get me somebody who is a good human kinetics student that can give just little doing exercise to these adults that they are gathered together. I gave her a student's number, and the following morning she came and thanked the department that what that girl gave to those people there, they were impressed that this is truly an ABU student. Because she said, I think taekwondo or whatever sport she does. So she was able to go there. Next time when they are looking for somebody, they will not go to Samaru any longer. It is this same person. And it is because she came out, we know she can do it, and we gave her name so that those people, for her to go and give those informations. And they were happy. So tomorrow, they will equally come to get other people. Likewise, we have an individual in 300 levels here in our department here today that have been able to imbibe the comradeship in the department. To all the faculties, when they are playing the football competition, they invite him to bring in his fellow colleagues to come and officiate matches for them. And they are paid 20,000 naira per week. If you multiply it by 4, that is 8,000 naira, higher than the federal minimum wage. These are students from 300 level. They've already paid their school fees for 400 level with just 1 month activity. If they had not come together, that wouldn't have happened. So that is an area where we want you to explore, officiating. And if you remember, those of us in athletics, I tell you, NATO every day. I sing it as a song. Please come and join. We will link you, whichever state you are, we will link you to that place. Raphael here today, if not for bureaucracy, Raphael will have been in Paris. He's our master student here because there are certain activities in West Africa, in African games. If he's not there, the game will not start. He is ready to teach our students like Major, but you are not coming out. With that alone, you don't need a government job. Research. He has spoken about research very well, so because of time, I will not dwell into researching. But if you know how to do research very well in human kinetics and health education, because everything is about optimal performance. How do you perform excellently? People will call, invite you, and pay you heavily for those informations to be given to them. Sports psychologist. A psychologist is one who reads one's mind, reads one's situation, and be able to help you out of your situation. If you are a champion and you are up there, the psychologist is the one to help you to maintain being top. It's very easy to be a winner, but it's more difficult, very difficult to remain as a winner for a very long time. That is going to be the work of the psychologist. And we have that department in human kinetics where most of you here can explore. When one is down, it is the same psychologist that is called upon to come and pep talk to these athletes, so that the athletes will find a way of re-energizing his or herself and be able to come out for a better performance. Our basketball in Olympics, female basketball, when Raina Wakama was first appointed, because she's a lady, she's not based in Nigeria, people may not be able to get some sight, whatever from her. Everybody rejected her and said she is not good. Some of us who said, look, is there any harm in trial? Today we are vindicated. That woman, that lady, is the best female coach in this 2024 Paris Olympics. So they lost to America, which obviously, as soon as they were appeared, ours is that they should not disgrace themselves, and they performed excellently. She is a human kinetic expert based in US, just like any one of us. She wouldn't have been able to do well if she did not come to participate in that activity. You must know the sports in and out before you can officiate, before you can coach, before you can give pep talk. Movement of the body, which we all know. We are talking about that. You can't expect somebody who read social studies to come and tell you what you should do with yourself, your self-image. You should tell people self-image than others because it is you that knows exactly what to do. Neuromuscular coordination comes in here. When an object is thrown to you towards your right, you don't go to the left to pick that an object. You go to the right where the object is to pick it up. So, kinesiology is another area where you can come, study, and get the best out of it, and you will live a happy life. Leisure and recreation management. This is where the money is. If you go to Abuja, every green area has where people will enjoy themselves, play one form of sporting activities or the other, and they pay heavily. We have a park where to play 90 minutes football, you pay 750,000 naira, and as soon as it is over, either you are feeling or not, if you must extend that activity, you must pay extra money. So in that case, if you as an expert have these activities at your doorstep or even being employed there, you will not need a government job. This is where you study the movement of the bone, the joints, and every part of your body. And as a human kinetics student, if you don't know your pattern of movement, it is going to be very difficult for you to be able to train others. Come out, come and explore this avenue and be self-reliant. You will not need government job. Sport marketer. This is under sport administration. The better you are able to market your sports, the better it is. So please, those of us who are here, find a way of getting into sports marketing. Advertise your products, advertise sporting products. Because for every sport, there are language that are supposed to be used. If you use them correctly, you buy markets positively to yourself. These are more or less what we call physios in our local setting. These are people that are masseurs, that knows how to use their hands, their hands to manipulate every part of your body to the best of its ability. And there is no sports in this world that do not need a masseur. You find that it is boys in the stadium that sleeps in the stadium, just put radio and whatever, they start dancing, they come and touch your muscles and say they have massaged your muscles. No, there are special courses that you can take, that every individual, they will look for you if you are an expert in this. So please come and take, don't think I don't want to be a teacher. There are so many avenues where you can come and appreciate yourself, appreciate the knowledge you have gained or you are gaining from ABU. Come and take part in these activities. Now, when we talk about Olympics, for every Olympic game, we have several sporting officials. In this last Olympics, we had 10,741 athletes. There were 329 events in 32 sports. 10,000 plus athletes, 329 events under 32 different sports. And there are 150 to 180 officials all in all. I want to challenge all of us seated here that if we take survey of the officials there, possibly it will not go up to 20% that are human kinetics and health education specialists among them. These are people that everything you do, your transportation, your feeding allowance, everything is paid for. You have an opportunity to to start from the grassroots now and make sure you find a sport you think you know. Attach yourself to the sports, understand the rudiment, and then learn the tricks, learn the game, the officiating aspects, and the administrative aspects of the game. You will not regret all those. So don't believe it must be in the classroom or no other place. There are so many opportunities that are required that you know that most of our people here will give. It will equally interest you, just like I said. Nigeria went to that this Olympics that just ended 2 days ago, came home with 0 medals. Sir, it will interest you that we have 7 Nigerians that represent other countries in the world that won medals. The most pathetic one, my HOD and chairman, sir, is one Anete. She's from Enugu State. In Tokyo 2020, our Nigerians officials did not do the needful. She got to Tokyo before she was disqualified not to take part in the Olympics. Reason: for 10 months to every international meet, WADA, World Anti-Doping Agency, are supposed to test you 3 times, 10 months to the Olympic Games. 10 months to that Olympic Games, she officially wrote to Nigerian Athletic Federation that I am in so-so place. She must not be in Nigeria to be tested. Even if you are in Okene, just tell them the house address. You just see them knock at your door. Your blood sample will be taken. They did not do that. So when she got to the Olympics, she was disqualified. Not because she did not do anything wrong, but her association was wrong. Now she got angry and changed allegiance to USA. Today, the first time in history that a female athlete in US will have a medal in hammer throw. She is the one, an Enugu lady. So meaning, if we had allowed her and she participated then for Nigeria, we might be having a silver medal. We would have come home empty-handed. Sport administration come in here, and I know you are being taught sport administration. Yeah, this is the lady upright left there is the Wakama, the best female coach for Olympics 2024 in Paris. She was rejected by our people here, but today she's a hero. She has proven all of them wrong. And to those of us who stood by her then, in Abuja when they were deciding on this, when we get back to Abuja, we'll be raising our shoulders very high. No team, both male and female team in Africa, had ever won a single match in Olympics basketball, both male and female. But she qualified Nigeria to quarterfinals. That has never happened in the history of Africa. So kudos to her and kudos to the ladies. Now, here are some of our students in training session, practical sessions, where we want you to please come and take advantage of the most states don't have the facilities ABU has. Come and take advantage so that you can learn. When you go out of this environment tomorrow and you are asked, you should probably tell us that you are from ABU and you know exactly what you are doing. Yeah, they up to this stage. Now, please, I want us to take something home. Please, you will be asked, you may be asked, where is the next Olympics going to take place? It will take place in Seoul, Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is chosen because of her uniqueness. And that is going to be one of the few countries that will be hosting the Olympics for the third time. You will be asked, when? Please tell them they hosted it in 1932, in 1984, and they will host it in 2018 and 2028. Now, our athletes are back. We have started throwing blame games. The athletes are blaming our people, which is right. Our people are blaming the athletes, which is wrong. If you take advantage of all these sporting areas, all these opportunities, if you sit where they are seated, we will be expecting that we will have a better result than those who do not know anything about sports. It is in sports that most people here in this country, they do whatever they like and get away with it. It's not else, and it is because they allow themselves to remain perpetually there without allowing those of you who have the precise knowledge to come and deliver what it takes as a sport administrator, as human kinetic students, to know exactly what to do. So please, let us rise up to the occasion. I am not a backbencher wherever it comes to sports. And I never regretted being a sports person, a teacher, an overall teacher for that matter. I expect you to please let us take this flag to the next level. You don't know where you will be tomorrow. In the armed forces, Major General Bello is a product of this our department here. He is not heading the whole sporting unit of the Nigerian Army. Mrs. Nkechi is a product of our department here. She is the Deputy Controller General of Immigration, or the second in command in the whole immigration in Nigeria. If they don't know what they are doing, I am sure they will not rise to that occasion. In civil defense, name them, all those pictures I showed you. Most of their top officers are from this department here. So please, you have golden opportunity. Now, most of the things we tell you here, we ask to do here, some of us you may term us to be very difficult, but please, it is for our own good. Our lecturers here can travel and leave those of us, the younger ones, because they know we will do exactly what they will have done if they were to be around. That is what we expect most of you here to please do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful lecture. Thank you, sir. So, some of you that have been running away from activities in the department, I'm sure you are enlightened now. Don't allow steeze and composure stop you from benefiting from necessary things. Now, very quickly, we'll move into questions and answer sessions, which will be handled. Okay, so we have question and answer sessions now. Please, if you are with the attendance sheet, make sure you pass it around. It is very important. Make sure you pass it around. Don't keep it with you, please. And then quick announcement for the certificates, because after now, there are going to be certificates issued. If you would like a certificate, you can contact this number, 070-344-55644. 070, okay. I said if you want the certificate, you can kindly contact this number, 070-344-55644. Okay, that is the Health Minister, Abubakar Farouk. So, and then after that, before I proceed, I'd like to welcome the exam officer, Dr. Malam Sauri. A round of applause for him, please. You're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir, for your presence. So again, I will call the number one more time for the certificates. 070 344 55644. And then you send the money, 500 naira only, to this account number 045 199 43 GT Bank, Fadila Ahmed. So after you've paid, you send your proof of payments to that WhatsApp number, and then your certificate will be issued to you. So we are moving to the Q&A session. Okay, the account number is not complete. Please, Farouk Abubakar, please, your attention is needed here now, please. So we will give you the correct account number soon. So we are moving to the question and answer sessions now. If you have questions, please, you can either pass your question to some of the ushers that are moving around, give it to them, or if you feel you want to ask your question yourself, you can just signify by raising up your hand, and then we will let you ask your questions. Anybody with a question? Okay, you have one question there. So the mic is there.
Question.
So if you have a question, kindly signify by putting your hand up, and then the mic will get to you now. We just have few minutes for this session. One person there, there's one person here. Farouk, there's one person here. She wants to ask a question. Please signify. Please stand up. Please stand. Thank you.
Good morning, my lecturers.
Please, your name,
and good morning,
your
my fellow
department,
students. My name is Fatima Musa Yahya, a casual staff that have HIV. Sometimes, when people will come for a test, if they run the test, they'll give us the results. And if the patient is positive, we are the one that will cancel the patient. Sometimes, we used to have some patients that hold our neck, shouting, attempting to beat us. Please, how are we going to cope with this situation?
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Yes, I heard your questions, and you are seeking for advice on what to do. As a health worker, there are certain principles when it comes to announcing of results that you need to take, more especially if it is a sensitive issue like HIV and AIDS. Remember, I gave you a story of two couples come for counseling. Fine. If you have the result with you as a health worker, and the result is either positive or negative, the first thing you do is to calm the client down by informing them, if it is HIV, that this disease has so many ways of penetrating. You can get contact with this disease through so many ways, by citing so many examples with bomb blasts, accidents, and what have you. By calming them down, then you look at the result that you are holding. You look at the client who is in tension. Because definitely, if there are suspicious, one will be at the high side of tension. Then you start with him that, yes, I have told you, these are the several ways of contracting with this disease. So the result is reading. You just have to tell him. There is no two way about it. You can't change the result because you are afraid of the consequences. You just need to inform the client that this is the situation, they should bear with it, but this is not the end of the life. So many people has this problem and they are still existing, they are still doing well. You cite examples, you even cite examples sometimes to yourself, that you see, even me, my husband is this, you pretend, because you want to make sure that you calm the patient. Thank you.
Sir? Someone have a question?
This is where communication skills comes in. It's very, very vital and very, very important. This is where your psychology, your socializations also come in. It's very, very important and healthy. In your 200 level, you have been taught course 3, hit 2 or 3. It's about communication and how you go about dealing with people. In your 400 level, you will also be taught course hit 4 or 4. It's also about communications and how to go about handling patients and other issues, sensitive issues. You can't just break news, whether good or bad. No, you have to go step by step. You have to let the person to understand by self through your counseling skill. You have to counsel the person, telling the person so many things about what is on the results that is not the end of life. The person will internally understand where you are heading before even you conclude. So you have prepared the person gradually, so the person will know the end results, whether good or bad news. Don't just break news. Imprompt. When you do that, you are going to break the person psychologically. Even if it is a good news, the news can be shocking and the person can get psychologically unstable. So use your communication skills, know much about the case in hand, know much about exemplary situations that you can give. It's very, very important so that you prepare the mind of the person gradually. So you make use of your communication skills very well. Don't just break news anyhow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
So we still have more questions.
Good afternoon, all. There are some certain questions written here. Number one question is, in some certain professions like nursing science, environmental health, public health and medicine, they have clear recognitions and license. But in health education, we do not have recognition and license. Why?
I am back once again. Health education has been suffering for quite a long time in the hands of medical personnel. Just as nursing and related allied courses have been suffering from the mainstream medical personnel. Health education is of recent that we are fighting towards that direction. It will have been a history by now. During the Buhari regime, the association, National Association of Health Educators, has gone far to have a registered body. In fact, the bill was presented during the Buhari regime. It passed all the first, second reading and what have you. It even reaches public hearing, which has been conducted. And the bill was submitted to Mr. President then for signing it into law. But unfortunately, that has not been done. During the public hearing, there was a lot of challenges, especially to West African Council for Public or Environmental Commission, who were in charge of this professional body examination. And the coming of health education on board, it means they will be rendered useless because they have no any recognized or established law in the country that establishes them, but they have been operating freely. Now the bill is resubmitted again to the National Assembly for hearing, and any time the bill will be presented at the National Assembly for reading and hearing, meaning that the process that was done during the Buhari regime will be repeated again. And we hope before the end of this regime, health educators body will be registered, it will be licenses, and it will operate like any other professional body that is aligned to medical practices. So keep up praying, and well, if you have any other connection that we may not know that will be effective in pursuing the bill so that it got signed into law this time around, please come forward, meet Dr. Akorede, being the National Secretary of the National Association of Health Educators, so that you can help us facilitate the signing of the bill into law. There is nothing that comes without challenges. There is a lot of challenges, but God's willing, we are going to overcome that challenge. Thank you.
With due respect, HOD, sir, I think you are in the better position to answer the next question again. For an health educator aspiring to be a lecturer, what are the necessary qualifications or process to be followed?
Thank you. You want to be a teacher? You are most welcome. The process is very simple. As you have seen during the presentation, you must have a first degree. And first degree with second class upper will put you more on advantage than if you have 2-2. Nobody is telling you that with 2-2 you will not be employed. But 2-1 gives you more advantage. Is that clear? Once you got that one, if it is part of your destiny, you become one, you'll be employed. Once you're employed, then you continue with your studies, your master's degree in the area, your PhD, plus researches and conferences attendance, and publications of research articles. That gives you upper hand to be promoted. It's not like any other profession that once you have your first degree, you will be promoted to the last level of that your cadre. In academics, with your first degree, you'll be employed as graduate assistants. You'll be terminated. Your appointment will be terminated. After your completion of second degree, you will be promoted to graduate assistant. Assistant lecturer, okay. Assistant lecturer, you will be graduate to assistant lecturer. Then you'll be given opportunities to start lecturing and some other activities. So this is just it. Your first degree, advantage to, then if you're lucky, you'll be employed. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the next questions will go to my brother, Associate Professor Emma Usman Omeza. In our handbook, I saw that we should be doing advanced skills and techniques in sport and game, which means we are aiming at achieving complete mastering and knowledge of this skill so we can dominate when we go out there. My question here is,
HOD, sir, or chairman of occasion. Yes, from the angle at which you have spoken, there are two angles to it. It is mandatory that you will or you are expected to acquire basic skills in those advanced skills in such a particular area. But you agree with me that some of us do not present themselves teachable. We have tried everything humanly possible to make sure that every opportunity is given to all of us. And for those of us who actually avail themselves the opportunity, have gone out to the world and have equally come back to thank the HOD and others here. Let me give you one typical example. If those of you who know Saidi, if you don't know, I'm sure there will know Saidi and the assistant. I've forgotten her name. At least she has called us severally and thanked the department that the skills we imparted in her, she has not gotten job, but that is the skills she used as a coach in 2 different schools right now that she's paid a monthly salary. I'm sure if she did not avail herself that opportunity, she would not have that guts to come back and thank the system. So, in most cases, skills are not just acquired in isolation. Skills are acquired when the esteem of individual, yes, if this person can do this, I should be able to do that. The department have given all of us every ample opportunity to avail yourself, which those of us in human kinetics and health education, or especially the human kinetics students, will testify that some of us are doing everything within our power to make sure practically we are not left behind. The current 300 level class, as far as basketball is concerned, none of them will tell me he or she will not be able to discuss what basketball is at the time of their graduation from here, and that they will not be able to practice it very well. They played with second team of ABU team, and they narrowly lost in that competition because when we ask them to do this, they honorably do it. They don't come late to class. I can testify to that. If you come regularly and at the time stipulated, there's no way you graduate from this department that you will not go out skilled. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This come to the end of question and answer because I have gone. Okay. So this paper is, they said, sir, there is one course called Danceology. Danceology in diploma courses, but now is neglected. Why? I think it's a core course for health educators because of pregnancy. The last thing, sir, one student requested that the head of the department should approve for them to get the soft copy of the lecture presentation.
So let me come back once again. Our curriculum, the 100 level curriculum, as the danceology secretary, I cannot even. There is a course in the curriculum of 100 level, our review curriculum. As us dance is a core course for them. Every 100 level student, current 100 level student, and others that will come behind them will have to go through that course because it is a core course. So they have to dance. We make it cool because of its importance. Dance is not only for entertainment, it's also for fitness. The dancers that just did the entertainment here, they have achieved the goal of entertaining us as a general goal, and they have achieved the improvement of their fitness level. This morning, they are more active right away, more alert, more agile, more strength, more power than all of us here because of the use. So it is very, very important to dance. Not only that, psychologically, emotionally, they have satisfied. Not only you that we are satisfied psychologically, emotionally, they also have earned that satisfaction. So for that reason, we make dance compulsory as a focus for 100 level and any other level that will come behind them. So it has not been neglected, probably. And still, for those of you that are interested, because it's open, Let me tell you something. Where is she? She has gone. That girl that participated in the dance, she took the course as elective. She is from adults education. So she took it as an elective because of the interest she has and the zeal to perform. And you can see what she has done here in the class. So it is open for all of you that so wish to participate in it, to register for the course and take part. And for the soft copy of the presentation, God's willing, it will be provided in your class or NAPA. It will be both class group and NAPA SD group so that nobody will complain of not seeing it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I'm so happy that students are able to ask questions, and I'm sure you have also been able to listen to responses that were given to your questions. Your fears are really unfounded. All I want to encourage you, be interested in what you have chosen to do. All right? Apply your mind to knowing what it is, whatever is the specialty that you have chosen. Apply your mind to do it. And except you apply your mind, you will not be able to dominate over this. Please, can we have some silence? Hello? All right? So, except you apply your minds to knowing what you have set out to do, what we say is that dance is compulsory for 100 level students. For those of you who have passed that level, you can take it as an elective. Is that okay? Because the essence is that it gives you all-round physical fitness, all right, for participating in dance. Also, you have also had the issues that were given. If you work in a sensitive environment and you are to divulge health information, you must be methodic, you must be careful, and you must also bear in mind as a psychologist, a trained psychologist, that you see there is anxiety, there is worry, there are a lot of things that are impinging on the person. So when you want to divulge your information, you must not go direct, but you will be able to tell stories and answer, or you eventually give clues what is happening. And I think that the most important thing is that you should not be ashamed of identifying yourselves. I can see health educators with their uniform, and I can see the human kinetics people with their tracksuits. Please don't be ashamed. Every evening on this campus, people who have seen me, I'm always with my tracksuit every evening. All right? So at this level, I still go out with my tracksuit. So I do not see what you are ashamed of. What are you ashamed of? You've already chosen an area. Give yourself to it and do your best every way. We have already said all of these issues that we are raising is that because employment has become difficult. If employment is difficult for us after we graduate, we absorb in the system, then there are other opportunities that are open to us, and all we need to do is apply our minds, be very sincere with it, show interest in it, participate wholeheartedly, continue to learn, make mistakes, be corrected, and you'll be a greater person and you can dominate. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. Please, one more time, I would like to ask that if you have not put down your name on the attendance sheet, please endeavor that you put it down. We are going to be having very quickly the vote of thanks by the president of the NAFA SD student wings. Would you put your hands together for your presidents? Comrade Ukasha Yahaya. He's your president. Put your hands together for him.
Thank you. So my esteemed lecturer just corrected us now. He is our president. A round of applause for our president.
Thank God. All protocol duly observed. I'm honored to stand before you, our distinguished chairman of the occasion, the head of department, my esteemed respected lecturers, my honored guests, fellow students, and all participants, good afternoon. First and foremost, we are deeply grateful to Almighty God for the privilege to host this event and for the blessings of knowledge, health, and resources that have made it possible. May we remain humble and thankful to Almighty God for His favors and mercies. We are deeply indebted to our esteemed lecturers, Dr. Suleiman Ode, represented by Dr. Lawan Abdullahi, who have selflessly invested their time and expertise in our academic growth. Their wisdom, guidance, and mentorship have been invaluable to us, and we are truly honored that they have accepted to share their insight with us today as our keynote speakers. We express our heartfelt gratitude for their dedication, support, and commitment to our success. May God Almighty reward you, sir. We are deeply grateful to our esteemed lecturer, the chairman of the occasion, Professor J. Ogoni, for his exceptional leadership, guidance, and presence here today. We appreciate your support and guidance, and we also appreciate your willingness to share this occasion. Thank you, sir. May God Almighty increase you in health, wealth, and resources. We also extend our heartfelt appreciation to our head of department, Professor Umar Musa, for his visionary leadership, warm hospitality, and unwavering support. Your dedication to our department and our academic growth is truly inspiring. We really appreciate and thank you, sir, for creating a conducive environment for us to learn and thrive. We are profoundly indebted to our esteemed, respected, capacitated student staff advisor, Dr. A.S. Gesso,
for the time, energy, expertise you invested in us, and we thank you sincerely for being an exceptional mentor, role model, and inspiration to us. Thank you very much, sir. Alasaka. Dr. Ibrahim, Dr. Haya Zauri, Dr. Yusuf Abubakar, Dr. Abdullah Lawal, and all our staffs, we really appreciate your effort. We appreciate your dedication, guidance, and expertise. May Almighty God reward you and bless you with strength, wealth, and increase your knowledge. Thank you, sir. We thank our escorts, our SSA, our committee members for their hard work to ensure this event was successful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Round of applause.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so our president is an amazing speaker. Thank you so much, sir. It's a privilege to work under your leadership. Right now, immediately after the closing prayers, we are going to have a group picture with our lecturers. It's a privilege, so please make sure you stay after the prayers and ensure you are inside that group picture. So may we observe just a 1 minute moment of prayer, individual prayer, just 1 minute. We are in prayers. We are in prayers. Amen. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for your participation. So right now we are having a group picture with our lecturers. All ESCOs first with the lecturers, please, if you're an ESCO. While the ESCOs are coming out to the podium,